or I'm here. I'm back with another game, and let's just review it and let's see how this game went. So my opponent, Gilly, interesting name, opens up with the e4 pawn. I respond to e5. Then he, of course, does a very classic opening where he takes the pawn and then he starts attacking my rook. But of course, I see this and I counter with knight because this will guard the pawn. But then, of course, now he tries to scholars mate me. I understand I'm in a very low elo, but I just feel like insulted when guys use this like trash opening. And then I block my pawn. He goes like, back up here, still trying to scholars mate me, and then I block my knight. And now he opens up. He pushes the pawn. Not sure why. I push my pawn, opening up my light square bishop. He pushes his pawn on h3, probably just to prevent my knight from jumping. Then I get my bishop out. Then he gets his knight out. Then I get my queen out. And the reason why I do this is so I could castle queenside. Now he moves his bishop down, attacking my knight, and I do my queenside castle. And now he takes the knight. Don't know why. He didn't want to keep the tension, I guess. I could have taken with my knight, but I guess he just took it. Honestly, even if I did take that with my knight, he could have took this pawn. So I really don't know why he took my knight. But hey, okay, there we go. I took his bishop. He activates his knight, and then I see that he actually hung a pawn because he only has one attacker on this pawn, well, one defender on this pawn, and I have two attackers, meaning I will win that pawn, and there I do. Now he moves his queen because my bishop was targeting it. Don't know if this was the best square. He could have gone. Oh wow, he could have gone here, or he could have gone here or here. So he had two squares to go to. This might have been a better square. I'm not too sure. No point of overthinking it. Then of course yes, there was another hanging bishop because now I think about it, moving his queen here to g3 was better because it guards this pawn. But because he moved his queen over here to e3, he hung a pawn and I just took it. Attacking his rook at the same time, by the way. He moves his rook to attack my bishop, and I just simply move it back. Safety. Simple. Don't overthink it. Just move my bishop back. And this is where I messed up because I did not see that whenever I cross the queen side, I always miss this pawn. I don't know why. But yeah, he took the hanging pawn, and this is very dangerous for me because his queen is ridiculously close to my king, like dangerously close. And he takes advantage of that. I push my pawn up just to take more of center, which is very good. 2 pawns in the center, very good. Then he checks with my king. Doesn't really do much because just move my king out, and my rook's now attacking the queen, which is of course really, really good. Then he simply just moves his queen up, so my rook's not attacking it, and he threatens to take the piece, but he can't take it because my bishop's protecting. So then I respond with queen to c5, offering a queen trade. Only because his queen is just so close to my king, I offered a queen trade. Personally, if I was in his position, I would not take it at all. But he didn't really have a choice because he can't move his queen here to a8. He can't move his queen here. My pawn takes. Can't move it here. My pawn takes. Can't move it here. Queen takes. And can't move here because bishop takes. So I essentially trapped his queen. So I forced him to trade my queen, which he does. And I take back with my dark square bishop, which is obviously really good because it activates my bishop at the same time, removing the threat of his queen. Now, he pushes his d pawn down, and I should take the hanging knight. The thing about this knight, right, it's on the edge of the board, so it's just really inactive. But what I saw was if I took his pawn, he has to take back with his. If I took his knight, sorry, he has to take back with his pawn. And what this does, it creates a double stacked edge pawns, just making it harder for his rook to activate. And I could take advantage of this if he moves a dark square bishop. I could possibly just use it to my advantage because he now has a damaged pawn structure. So, which is always really good, especially in the end game. Then I decide to take back his pawn, and he takes back. Now, I decide to pin his knight to his king. As you can see, the rook is doing that. Oh, my arrow's not drawing. There we go. And he actually forks me here because, of course, I didn't see this, which was really bad of me not to see this. I do get out of it. I can't remember how, but we'll see. But he forks my knight and my rook, right? And how did I respond with this? Yeah, I think how long did I think? Oh, only for 13 seconds. Wow. Okay, is that me, Fez? So yeah, I don't know if this was the best move. I haven't gone into game analysis, but yeah, this move it protects the knight because if he takes, I take, and it essentially protects the rook because he moves his king for some odd reason. Oh yeah, sorry, to unpin his knight, and then I just move my rook, just saving the fork, saving myself. That shouldn't have happened, but it happened. And I move my rook here because what's this A? I move my rook to A because of course, as I said earlier, I'm going to take advantage of the double stacked pawns. It's just a free pawn, and I'm not sure if I take it or he does another move. Let's see. So he jumps his knight just to threaten to take my rook. I respond with simply d6. It still keeps the defender on the knight, and it gets my knight to safety, which is really good. So he, for some reason, just decides to take, which is fine, I guess. It's not that bad. He is down on material, but it's just one pawn, so it's not that deep. And I wouldn't do a bishop for a knight most of the time because a bishop has range of the entire board. A knight doesn't. But a knight can fork nicely, but also a bishop can, so it was just a bit weird. I don't know. But I take back my rook. I'm yapping, threatening to take his knight, and so because of my threat, he just moves his knight back. Now, was there any better moves he could have done with his knight? Not really. I mean, he can't move it here. Oh, sorry. He can't move it here. Can't move it here. He can move it here, and he can move it here. So yeah, I think that's probably the best move he could have done there for his knight. I'm not sure about his other pieces. But then I take the pawn because of course I'm taking advantage of the double stack and potentially moving my knight to b5 to actually take that king with my rook with check. But he checks my king. Not sure why. I move back. I think he was trying to encourage me to move to d6 because let's say I move to d6, right? The board went white because this isn't the move I did. If I move to d6, he then checks for king for my rook, which is of course no bueno. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Yes, I know I'm not Hikaru, but yeah, that's not good. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so he checks me with his knight. I move back with my king. He threatens to take my pawn because there's two attackers on it. Knight and rook, and I only have one defender on it, which is my light square bishop. But I just prevent this by pushing the pawn. Simple. Now I have two protectors. Sorry, now I have my pawn protecting pawn. So if he does take a rook, then of course I take, and his knight is no longer attacking the pawn. So now that's good because of course I was threatening to take the knight as well with this move, which is of course really, really good. So he has to move back, blocking my rook, by the way, which is of course not good for me. And then I respond with a check. Only because I get a free pawn, I get it with the check. Who cares? There we go. And now he moves to attack my rook. I knew he was going to do this, that's why I prevented doing the move until now. But that's only because I could take this another hanging pawn. I am devouring his pawns. Oh, sorry. I am just going pawn hunting because the reason why I can take his pawn is because if he takes, I take. Meaning, it's not an equal trade for pieces because I took his pawn. So I gained a pawn in that trade, which is of course really good. Now he moves his knight. I move my bishop to d7 just to activate it, make it a little bit more free, give it more vision on the board here. He moves his knight again, probably trying to rotate it around the board. I do a disgusting, horrendous, ugly, horrible, um, horrendous again, petrifying, ominous, gargantuan. That doesn't make sense. None of these words make sense, bro. Move. I do a very, 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 very bad move, and I hung my rook like an idiot. But oh my god, I think Jesus is back on earth and he walks on water. He is now walking on water because by some miracle he misses it. I could have lost the game right there. And I can't take that pawn now because his knight's defending it. But I can take a bishop because, again, I have 2 attackers and he only has 1 defender. I've been abusing this rule so much in the game. It's actually crazy. He responds by taking the pawn, so I guess it's an equal trade for pieces. I push this pawn. Oh, sorry, I went back a move. I push this pawn. And now he moves his knight back. Notice how he's just not using his rook, man. I don't know why he's not using his rook, but hell, it's better for me. So yeah, I push this pawn here because when he moves his knight here to e5, he's threatening to take my g6 pawn. So I just move it up, preventing it. Now he still tries to go for it. He's forking right now. He's forking my rook for my pawn. I move my rook out the way, defending the pawn, but also moving my rook out of danger, which is really, really good. He again tries to attack my rook by moving his knight. I just stop that by checking his king. He moves up, attacking my rook again. Very aggressive for someone who's down to many pawns. And then I just move my rook to like a nice open square. He moves his rook again here. Clearly trying to check me here. I move my pawn because hopefully I could probably promote later on in the game. And then he does what I thought he was doing and he checks me. I'm down on time, but I don't think it really matters. I move my king out the way. He moves his king for some odd reason. I push my pawn. He moves his knight to God knows why, because he might have thought my bishop was hanging. But not only my pawn, but also my rook is protecting it. So I knew I was fine. But I still move my bishop out the way. Simply because I wanted to just check him here. But of course the guy abandoned the game, essentially resigned. Because this game was not going to end well for him, let's be real. Let's say he moved his knight to... Actually, let's say he moved his rook to f8 attacking. Simply checked. He had to move back, possibly attacking. Then let's see if I can figure this out. Then I could have moved my bishop out the way. He could have possibly tried what could he have done? Checked again. I would have moved up. Maybe his knight could do something. Scrum. His knight is absolutely done. He probably would have. He would have moved his knight to f3, attacking this pawn. But then I would have simply pushed it again. Now his knight is just trapped. Like it's got nowhere. His king. His king's got nowhere to go. But I think. What move would he have done here? Possibly knight to h7. But then again, I could have checked. Now king can move or knight could take. He probably would not have taken and pushed his king down attacking this. What could I have done here? And then I actually would have done a really nice move. I would have sacked this. Because if I sacked my rook, he most likely at his elo, he probably would have taken that. And then I would have pushed this. He would have taken. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Oh my god, what am I doing? I would have not sacked my rook. Oh hell no! What the? You guys are probably so lost, bro. Why did I do that? Okay, wait. I would. Okay, I would not have checked him because if I check him here, he takes and okay. No, sorry. Actually, because he could have just moved it here, attacking this. What could I have done? I probably would have done this, allowing him to take this. And then I would have... I can't promote, can I? This is... what would I have done here? I probably would have just pinned this, really. Then he would have taken, and I would have taken knight. And then now he's down another minor piece, and then... It's just the end game for him. I would have just slowly eaten away at his pawns, pushed my pawns, promoted, and then probably checkmated. So yeah, that's how it would have ended if he didn't abandon the game. Most likely, if I did a blunder, hopefully. So yeah, that's the wraps. That's the video. Uh, goodbye. Sorry, that was so weird. Just goodbye. I don't know what's happening anymore. Sorry. Bye.